If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's ANCHOR for the app, or go to ANCHOR.fm to get started. I love using Anchor, and it's how I got started on my podcast, and I highly recommend. So please give Anchor a download and a try if podcast is on your needs. Welcome to Dirty Secrets of Massage. I am your host, Ava, and I'll be telling you the dirty truth about the massage therapy industry, different clients I encounter, and all things massage. Please send any questions or topic requests to dirtysecretsofmassage@yahoo.com. And welcome again. We have a new character who has revealed himself. And this individual listens regularly to these episodes, so I'm pretty sure he's not surprised that he's going to be in it eventually. And about 2 years ago, right when COVID was about to hit, he and I had rekindled from years before. Somehow, some way or another, we reconnected through Facebook of somebody else's pages of friends and things like that, or something to that nature. And we stayed in touch, and he lives about 45 minutes or so from me. And so we had met up. This was February of 2020, and we had met up and had an episode or so in the bedroom that particular night, and it was really nice. It was really nice. And then some things were said after that were a little kind of, confusing and things, but we got through that, and that got clarified here in the last month or so. But I had blocked him, and then in my doubling down of broadcasting this podcast, he was unblocked and sent the link. So after he was sent the link, he actually reached out and apologized to me. And so things have been going pretty well with our friendship ever since. And so yesterday, and earlier this week, he's been really reaching out and making sure that I'm feeling okay with all that's going on. And he had called me yesterday and stated that he wanted to come over. And so he caught me in a good mood. I haven't given a massage in about a week, and so I was long overdue. My hands were aching to get on a new body, or a body I haven't touched in a while. And so he came over, and he got on my table with flannel sheets and lavender blend spray for the linens. And I was dressed in my favorite see-through, rose-colored bathrobe with embroidered flowers on top. And it was time to get down to business for massage. And I heated up my salt stones because I just happened to have those with me from another session. And so they were actually fairly warm because they were in the trunk of the car, and so it didn't really take long for them to heat up. Light some candles, start the aromatherapy, sweep and mop the floor, let's get the show on the road. And so he comes in, and it was like all bets are off. Get on the table. And so he greeted me with some nice hugs and some kissing and a little grab here and there, and it was game on after that. And so he gets on the table, and it was really nice. Gave him a really nice session. front and back, of course, with a little something extra in between. And eventually we made it off into the next room with more candles and more aromatherapy and more linen spray. And things got hot and heavy, and I don't remember it being that good, but it was. And so we just got down to business and had a nice time for a couple hours. And we sat around and we laid there for a while and talked and got through a few things that he had on his mind, going through his own things with work and personal things as well. And then he took a shower and got dressed, and we sat around and talked for a little while longer and talked some more about what he had going on and what to do to move forward and things like that. And so that's pretty much all that really happened. And so after that, I got some text messages. Actually, some of these text messages started earlier in the day, and that was from one of the young men I shared my podcast with at one of my local Best Buy electronic stores. And I had gone into Best Buy to get a router for my internet. And of course, I'm not an IT. We already know that. So I needed help. And so this young man came over and helped me. For some reason, he stood there and listened to my bullshit for like a half an hour and took my podcast. And he had emailed me through the Dirty Secrets email. And we chatted a little bit, but that was pretty much it, through email. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he asked for my number. For some reason, I thought earlier he had said he was only 23, but I guess he's like 26. And so I gave him my number, and that was like a couple days ago. And so last night, yesterday, he started texting me. And I wasn't sure who I was talking to because I got him confused, I think, with somebody else. But once I realized who it was, it got really interesting kind of quickly. And so after my friend had left, this gentleman and I from Best Buy, we started chatting and everything. And this went on till probably 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I had fell asleep for a couple hours before that, maybe 2 or 3 hours at the most. And then he had asked if I normally stay up this late, and I'm like, no, I never do. I usually live a more structured life, but I've been going through some things. And so he seems much more intelligent than most people his age, with a sex drive right in line with mine. And so once we got that established, and some other little details, I think we'll be meeting up here very soon and see what happens there. Kind of curious to see what he really wants, or does he want just conversation, or would he like something else? I could sure use a massage myself. I know he's listening to this, and he already knows because I told him. I don't sugarcoat anything. I need my feet and my legs rubbed, and I need everything rubbed, to be honest. And so hopefully we'll be setting up some time together and see how that goes. Maybe take a trip to the Swing Club, Part 7. That's coming up very soon. And I'm debating on when the next time I want to go, because Memorial Day is coming up, and I want to make sure the club is packed when I go. I don't want to go on a weekend when everybody's out of town. So it'll be coming very soon. If not this weekend, then the weekend after Memorial Day for sure. And so we'll make some sort of an arrangement and see how that goes. And thank God he's old enough to get in and actually wants to go with me and not be a pain in the ass like everybody else. And so we'll see. He's out of town visiting with his brother and having a good time. And so we'll see how this pans out and see what he's up to. He said he doesn't have a girlfriend, and I don't do boyfriends or husbands, so we should get along quite nicely. We should get along quite nicely.